Have you ever found yourself lost in contemplation, staring into the horizon as the sun sets and pondering the enigmatic nature of death? Perhaps it was triggered by the haunting loss of a loved one, or maybe it was a fleeting realization of your own mortality, like a sudden shiver down your spine. The thought that everything we hold dear could vanish in an instant, akin to a wisp of smoke carried away by the wind, can be a chilling reminder of life's fragility. In those moments of deep reflection, have you ever felt a sense of unease, a primal fear that lingers in the depths of your being, reminding you that existence is a delicate balance between light and darkness? It's as if life itself teeters on the edge of a precipice, vulnerable to the whims of an unpredictable fate. Amidst such contemplation, picture this: a life-altering encounter with an ancient Stoic philosopher who shares a profound revelation. They speak of death not as an adversary, but as an immutable truth, a natural part of the human experience that awaits us all. They tell of wisdom passed down through generations, guiding us to embrace life's uncertainties with courage and clarity. As the ancient Stoic philosopher's words resonate, you realize that confronting the fear of death can be seen through the lens of three profound principles. The first is accepting the inevitability of death, an acknowledgement that whether it happens today or decades from now, death remains an undeniable reality. The second principle is finding solace in the present moment, immersing ourselves in the here and now, rather than dwelling on an uncertain future. Finally, the third principle urges us to recognize the limits of our control, directing our focus to shape our values and virtues in the present, where our true agency lies. Like a guiding light in the darkness, such Stoic teachings offer a perspective that challenges our deepest fears and invites us to live with intention and purpose. Before we start, could you please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and like the video because it would help out the channel tremendously. Thank you. Whether death happens now or sometime in the future, we humans cannot avoid it. Death is a natural part of the human experience. Seneca, an influential Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "You want to live, but do you know how to live? You are scared of dying. And tell me, is the kind of life you lead really any different from being dead?" What Seneca means by this is that we have two paths we can take in life. We can either waste the limited lifespan we have on Earth worrying about our demise, or we can simply accept that death can happen anytime, make peace with it, and channel our time and energy towards something more meaningful and fulfilling. Additionally, Stoics believe that the fear of death stems from our attachment to the material world and our fear of the unknown. By acknowledging death as an inescapable reality and accepting its presence with equanimity, Stoicism teaches us to find solace and tranquility. Stoic philosophers advocate for a mindset that centers on the here and now, rather than being preoccupied with what lies ahead. Let's say you are 30 years old and have just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, giving you only 3 months left to live. Chances are you would be thinking about the life that you could have led and the achievements that you could have accomplished if you could live past those 3 months. This yearning for more time and projecting into the future makes it harder for you to make peace with death. You might even think to yourself, why me? And in doing so, it becomes difficult to properly live out the 3 months that you have left. However, by redirecting our attention to the present, we can cultivate a sense of mindfulness and focus on what is within our control. You must live for the present hour. Everything else is uncertain. By immersing ourselves in the present moment, we free ourselves from the distress caused by worrying about an uncertain future. This shift in perspective allows us to confront the fear of death with greater composure and clarity. Rather than being consumed by fear or anxiety about death, we are urged to focus on living a virtuous and meaningful life. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, captured this sentiment when he said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not." By acknowledging that death is ultimately beyond our control, Stoicism encourages us to invest our energy in shaping our attitudes, beliefs, and actions in the present moment. Hence, our focus should be to live a life of kindness and compassion, such as through volunteering for a charitable cause and making a positive impact on other people's lives. Additionally, we should commit to self-improvement and foster better relationships with people. Through the cultivation of wisdom, courage, and self-discipline, we can find solace in the knowledge that we have agency over our own choices, values, and inner disposition, regardless of the external circumstances we may face, including the inevitability of death. In a world consumed by anxieties about the future, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the present moment as the realm where our agency resides. By immersing ourselves fully in the here and now, we free ourselves from the burdens of an uncertain tomorrow, allowing us to confront death with grace and clarity. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that the measure of a life well lived lies not in its length, but in the values we uphold and the legacies we leave behind. By acknowledging that death is beyond our control, Stoicism compels us to focus on the aspects of life that we can influence, the choices we make, the virtues we embody, and the impact we have on others. As we partake in the profound wisdom of Stoicism, may we find the courage to confront our mortality, to live each moment fully, and to create a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time. For in the grand tapestry of existence, it is not the fear of death that defines us, but rather how we choose to live, love, and leave our mark upon the world.